There is nothing wrong with your internet. Do not attempt to adjust your settings. We are controlling the podcast. We control the squealing and the screams. We can make your heart flutter, your eyes blur from tears, or sharpen your mind to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit back. We are in control of what you hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your settings. You are about to experience the awe and mystery known as the female mind. You are now entering the Fangirl Zone.
Welcome to the Mud Horde Clancast on the Fangirl Zone. I am Beskar Dave.
I'm Sean Fangirl S.
And I'm Steve. Today we'll be talking about Chapter 15 of The Mandalorian, titled The Believer, Episode 7 of Season 2, written and directed by Rick Famuyiwa.
With music by the Monkees.
Yeah.
Sorry, boomer reference. Sorry. Is that the wrong show? So, show news. Do we have show news? Did anyone spot anything on the internet this week?
Oh my god! I was posting so much on the Fangirl Zone Facebook page.
That was so, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, it's so ambitious. I wonder if they can pull it all off.
No, it's
they have,
not only Star Wars, it's Marvel too.
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness.
And additional in there, which I don't know if I got all of that up. I don't think I did. It was insane how much they just dropped.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what it would have looked like at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh my.
Because they usually do huge panels and drop stuff like this. Or
it would have been an earthquake.
Well, Star Wars Celebration was supposed to happen this year too in Anaheim, and then had to be canceled. So it would have been iffy which one they dropped it at.
Right.
But I could just imagine, like, we would have heard the cheers and everything. It would have been like, what is that noise?
There's a disturbance in the Force.
Exactly. Like a million voices crying out. So, Disney just teased that it has 10 Star Wars shows in the work for Disney Plus. So, why don't you raise the price while you're at it? Yeah. And now we know a lot more of them of what they are. The first two are spin-offs of The Mandalorian called Ahsoka and The Rangers of the New Republic. The company just announced that those during its big investors call. I've heard these investor calls are usually really sedate affairs, like boring.
Right.
Not this one.
No.
I wonder if it had something to do with the COVID and not worrying investors, making sure keep investing.
Right. More than likely. We don't know too much about them, but we do know that both are set during the same timeline as The Mandalorian. That's what Disney said on Twitter, specifically referring to the show about little Grogu as opposed to a more generic post-Return of the Jedi era, which means these are most likely happening alongside the events of The Mandalorian. Yeah, I would think so. Makes sense.
So I think that means your theory was correct about Ahsoka, that it was kind of a backdoor pilot.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes those go well, sometimes they don't. I'm not sure that one went particularly well, even though it blew up the internet. So
now even more so.
Yeah. The protagonist of Ahsoka will obviously be Ahsoka Tano. So
what?
Was the Stunner, write it down. We found it. With Rosario Dawson reprising her role from a recent Mandalorian appearance. One of these days I want to sit in on one of these meetings where they discuss salary.
Oh yeah.
Here's money. You want it? Yeah, I'll take it. So anyway, as I said, the protagonist of Ahsoka will be Ahsoka. You heard it here first. And as far as the New Republic is, it could be related to Cara Dune, who was famously a soldier for the Rebel Alliance in the New Republic before retiring and befriending Din Djarin and his little green baby friend. But we don't know, and Disney might not even be ready to say that given Gina Carano's whole online presence. Sometimes you have to know when to shut up.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot that said she needs to basically stop and apologize, and that it was from Disney saying this, especially if she wanted to be in any further kind of shows and series.
Right.
Why poison that relationship?
I mean, seriously, at this point, it's like,
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll dress up in her outfit. I don't care how big it is. And put a little tattoo under my eye. I'll do it. You don't want the money, girl? Anyway, there's more. Outside of the Mandalorian timeline, we also have a Justin Simeon, dear white people, developing a show about Lando Calrissian. That kind of blew me away. I'm like, they really are? I know they always talked about it, and now they're doing it.
Right.
Holy smoke. We don't know if Donald Glover is coming back, but Disney Plus hasn't had a problem luring movie actors to TV for any of its other TV shows, so why not? He has a TV. He was on a TV show about a community college for a while. Anyway, so why not? Yeah, so he's willing to come back. That's one of those, yes, please. Would you like to be in our show? Yes, please.
Yes.
So
here's more money. Yeah.
So Gina, do what he's doing. Just say yes, please.
Yeah.
There's also Star Wars Visions, which sounds like a series of Star Wars anime shorts. Guess I'll have to tune in for that too. And of course, there's more. Disney has also showed a preview for Andor. Super psyched about that.
That one I'm super excited about too, Dave.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's like, I mean, we just got Rogue One, and it's like, I want more. How is this over?
Yeah.
He's so great too. It's going to be a prequel to Rogue One because why not go in the past?
They got blanks to fill in. So
yeah, really. Announced also is a new animated adventure called A Droid Story. I know there've been whispers about that for the longest time about R2-D2 and C-3PO introducing a new hero. And also, they've also announced a mystery thriller from Leslie Headland of Russian Doll fame. It's got to be cool. That's got to be cool. Russian Doll was amazing. I hope that comes back soon. It's called The Acolyte and set in a new High Republic era timeline long before the prequels. We heard about that once before, but now we know its name. And perusing that thing called YouTube. one of the shows I says he wants Darth Bane from the era of the High Republic to come back too, because he believes that'd be a great story. I don't know a lot about it. I don't play the game.
Right.
But
I don't know what is going on with this timeline. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out. I mean, the books go on forever.
Yes. Comic books.
Pre-Disney canon, but I'm super excited. There's so much. But at the same time, it's like, is it too much?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We're all looking forward to a new era after this plague pandemic finally goes away. I mean, if there's hope at the end of the tunnel, I'll take it.
Right.
If it's only 5 shows, bring it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So anyway, I'm not done.
There's more?
Done? There's more. Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor will appear in the Obi-Wan Kenobi live-action series. This is, okay, I'm pulling back from my disc, and this is where I slap my hand on my thigh. I'm like, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I'm like, if you're having trouble with timelines, that's a little, I was like, how are they going to do that?
Yeah.
And then, what was it? Kathleen Kennedy says it's the rematch of the century. I'm like, whoa. Rematch? How's that possible?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, I'm excited Ewan McGregor is coming back.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like you said, it's like, okay, where exactly is this falling with Hayden Christensen? Or are we going to see him? Like, I don't think I've seen him in anything recently, so I don't know how well he's aged.
Right.
He looks good. He looks fine.
Okay. To see if it's supposed to be like as he has was totally sliding into Darth Vader and then became Darth Vader. He slid into the lava. Pre-Youngling Massacre, let's say. It's like, is it that part? But I mean, isn't that what the Clone Wars is? Because
it has to be post. Doesn't it have to be post if it's a rematch, right? Yeah. Anyway, Ewan McGregor's freaking thrilled about Hayden Christensen coming back. I saw him online, YouTube, whatever, and he's like, yes, fist pumping, me and my buddy back together. Okay. That's fine. I think that's done for news for now. Yeah. Tomorrow's another day.
Oh my gosh, there's just so much. So you should totally check out everything that we posted over it. I have it all on the Facebook page for Fangirl Zone because, like Steve said, there was a ton of Marvel stuff that came out too, which I am like jonesing to get more of. Right. I'm like crazy. And just a ton of stuff with their animation and the non-world specific, fandom specific stuff out there. I know Willow is going to be coming out, which is supposed to be a sequel, which is like, wait, how? But whatever, we'll figure it out. So yeah, tons of news. Check it out. And now we're going to dive headfirst into The Mandalorian. This episode 7, which I knew you guys were going to give me this to do, because I can't say this word. It's the penultimate episode. Yeah. I can't say that well.
Said it.
Yay, I did. Okay. To move against the Empire, the Mandalorian needs help of an old enemy. Now, I will tell you that I was surprised, but I don't know if my theory from last episode is totally blown out of the water yet.
That's good.
So, Steve, take it away.
All right. Initial reactions. Dave.
I liked it better the second viewing, as I seemingly always do. It was, I should say, my penultimate viewing. It usually doesn't go well.
Okay, you're going to keep saying that word just because
boom, boom, boom. That might be the penultimate time I say that. Yeah, I liked it better the second time. I even raised my rating, which I'm saving for the end, of course. But we're back to not spinning the wheels to make a juggernaut joke, but concluding pirates to get swept under them. But, they just had to make a distraction before the big finale. It better be a big finale. I can't see how it won't be.
Yeah. All right, Sean?
I am nervous about what's coming next, actually. Like I said, I liked it. I was surprised, like I said, that I believe I had said Mayfield was going to betray us, but that's why they were using him. And it didn't happen this episode, which surprised me.
Right.
But even the way it ended, I'm not 100% that he's not going to do something. But I did like it. I thought it was interesting. And little comments throughout really surprised me because I feel like it's showing kinks in Mando's armor.
Yeah, little doubt about that.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it as well. I kind of got a little Vietnam era vibe from the episode with all the massive explosions in the kind of a jungle.
Yeah. Resentful villagers.
Yes, and the discussion between Mayfield and Hess about the Burning Con, which was very much like the Vietnam era atrocities like My Lai massacre. So yeah, it was a nice little twist. Now, of course, you still got the Western train robbery feel from from it as well. But yeah, it was surprised me that Mayfield had quite an effect on Din Djarin in this episode, which I really didn't expect. And so that kind of made me enjoy the episode even more, was just the way Mig and Mando interacted and how they actually had each other's back at times, which was a little surprising. And I enjoyed his character a whole lot more in this episode than I did in the previous one that he was in.
Yeah, he hinted at post-traumatic stress disorder. He said we all need to sleep at night.
Right.
And there are certain things that'll just keep you awake forever unless you find a way to resolve them.
Which I think we all know about the part he's talking about, or like later when he says it. So I'm just wondering, and I'm throwing this out to you guys because I asked Jason when we were watching, do you think that his family was part of like the farmers or whatever that got like blown up?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Or do you think maybe it just reminded him of family?
Yeah. And plus all the guys he served with that were just smoked.
He definitely pointed out that to Hess, was that there was he lost way too many friends in that mission. So
because at this point they're not clones, or at least not all clones.
Right.
Okay. Trying to they haven't really said when they stopped just having the clones, right?
Right.
Or unless that's in Clone Wars and you guys just aren't telling me. Because I'm only so many episodes. I'm still on season 1.
Right. Yeah. I'm up to episode 4 now. I got through 4.
Right.
So.
We're getting there, Steve. We're getting there.
Yeah.
They're much shorter than everything else, but still, it's like, I can only watch so much.
So, top 3 moments. My first, number 3, is the pirate attack. And the biggest question I had from the pirate attack, this is when the juggernauts are rolling through the jungle. Right. And these guys come up on their skiffs from behind, chanting, waving spears, which has a real Apocalypse Now feel to it.
Yes.
A spear. But why are they pirates? If you're a pirate, that means you want something. You want to steal it for your own benefit. You don't want to destroy it. I couldn't understand why they were trying to destroy that. Because somebody, probably YouTube, said, well, aren't they rebels or freedom fighters? And they don't seem to be, because they don't seem to be part of the indigenous population there, like the village he just went through. So why would if the Empire values something this much, why destroy it? Just keep it for yourself. Anyway, it was a great series. I mean, a lot of action and fighting. They went through those guys as much as they go through stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And it was great. You going to say something, Steve?
I was going to say maybe
hey, you're not
he just
Steve.
said pirate because they just assumed it was pirates and then everything changed.
And on the closed captioning, it says pirate.
Yeah, like that's his first thought. Oh, it's pirates. Or you mean like beyond?
They were identified as pirates when they talked.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so they're pirates. Why?
Yeah.
They're not clear in the concept of what they're supposed to be pirating. Anyway, I did like when the TIE fighters show up to save them, actually, and they're firing those green tracers. Well, the energy bullets. My father had a story from World War II. It was a brief boomer talk. Don't roll your eyes, Steve. When my father was a lieutenant during the Battle of the Bulge, they would take a Jeep back and forth in the headquarters for little updates. And they do it at night because, you don't want to get shot at. But the Germans always used to patrol the streets with aircraft and just shoot just in case something was down there. Wouldn't you know, my father's driving down there, and the Germans strafed the road he was on. It was with green tracers.
Wow.
And I know when they got back to their own unit, they couldn't wait to tell everybody it was green because they always use red tracers. And everyone's so excited. Really green. Not about the part of them getting killed.
Right.
Or almost getting killed. It's the part there was green tracers flying through the air. Good story, Dad. Who's else got a number 3? Mixed in with a boomer talk.
Oh my God. My number 3 is the interaction with Mayfield and Valen Hess. Because it was, at first, you're like, oh, okay, he's just trying to play it off. He was freaked out at the very first, like, oh, crap, he's going to recognize me. But then I'm thinking, okay, this is a higher up. And I'm thinking, like, okay, it's your district manager. How many of them know your name?
Right.
How many remember your face? That's how I'm thinking of it. And then I'm like, all right, then he's trying to play it off because of what's happening with Mando. And then you just see everything start to happen. And he's like, this son of a, it's like with Mayfield, it wasn't even that long. Like 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes, how he went from scared to, okay, I'm going to save him to that's it. I'm like, wow, he must work retail is all I was thinking. But that whole interaction was my number 3 just because I really liked the way it happened. And Valen Hess, the guy's name I never remember, but he always plays such a good slimy, like not quite bad guy, but right on the cusp in a lot of things. So
I was thinking he probably doesn't need much makeup. Just use that face, buddy. You are awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I like him. He's always just kind of slimy, but in a good way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Oh, God. Well, I was actually thinking Doom because I've watched that like 12,000 times lately. It's been on. And he's just that weird, slimy guy. But yeah, that's my number 3. How about we toss the ball? Steve?
All right. My number 3 is the same as Dave's. The Pirates keep it coming.
Yeah, I know. Plenty of pirates.
Yeah. And it was interesting to see how Mando had to deal with not having his weapons and his Beskar.
Oh, yeah, because you see him like try to do it. It's like, oh, crap.
Yes. And actually, at one point before the ties show up, he's actually pinned down and about to get himself tossed off. So, that kind of gave him a little pause for consideration there, seeing that he was having some issues there.
Yeah, at one point, even his armor, if you can call it that, shatters a little bit like plastic.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's funny. You said that.
He must be wondering, how do they do it?
My husband said, are those helmets worth anything? Because
nope.
I'm like, nope, just like their armor. It's like, oh, this is my uniform. It's plastic and sucks. So that's pretty much it.
Pretty much. So, shall we move on to number 2?
Good.
All right. So my number 2 is facial scan. So Mando removes his helmet. Dun, dun, dun. And he goes into the database. Now, this is a real point of contention on the internet and elsewhere, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it sure is.
So if they bring Mayfield along because he's good at clearance and protocols, and he's afraid to go in because his former boss is there, who he ends up shooting, spoiler alert, why does Mando's face pass muster on the facial scan? It can't just escape. I mean, scan your face and say, it must know who you are. And I was thinking, well, that means Mando has an Imperial past somewhere that we don't know about because he's in the database. It can't be just that you're not wanted by the Imperialists, and that's why you're not in the database and you can use it. Anybody can use it. That happens to walk.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, actually, that was was my explanation of how
anybody can use it.
Pretty much.
Well, it's one of those things where, it scans your face and then checks a database of known criminals to them.
Right. What are the odds of a known criminal being in a secret base, let alone a Death Star or a Star Destroyer or anything else? What are the odds? Pretty slim. Unless you're Han Solo, I get.
Remember that they aren't the brightest bunch in the galaxy.
Yeah, they're the ones that manufacture that useless armor.
Yeah.
Still, I wouldn't mind finding that out.
Right.
You know, first of all, he took off his helmet and he doesn't like to, so we know he's learning to do without. So that's nice.
Yes.
But boy, if he has some type of imperial past, that would be really damn interesting.
Yes.
What if Grogu finds out about that?
But that would be really interesting because that means he was, as a child, like scanned in and somehow it figured out, oh, this is what he looks like as an adult.
Yeah, you'd think, are you telling me the Imperial computers aren't that great too?
Yeah.
Well, hello, have you seen their binoculars? I mean, it's not awesome.
I wish they weren't that incompetent, but I guess they are. We can build a Star Destroyer or a Planet Killer, but, using it, that's different.
There's always that, exhaust port, so yeah.
Yeah, I know. What are the odds?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Well, my number 2 is the same, but I guess different because him taking off his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all, like I said, what was said earlier is how I feel like, okay, he is evolving. And it's like, all right, I know that I was told I have to wear this. I can never take it off just because of the zealot. It's like, oh, okay, maybe this is not right. And it seemed like things were changing slowly this season anyway. He got that from Bo-Katan. He lifted it to drink the soup. And, Grogu's like, hey, man, what's up? I can see your nose,
Yeah.
And then this and just everything that was said earlier from Mayfield, like, well, what is it? You said you can't take off your helmet, but you're wearing a stormtrooper thing. Is it you can't take it off where anybody can see you? Or, what is it? So, yeah, I like that. And just that we got free time with Pedro Pascal. But, he's going to forever be my Prince of Dorne. So I just I love him. He looks so weird in some other movies, though, and he doesn't look like he looks here. So
he will always be my champion.
But now we know why he wears a helmet all the time.
Right. Well,
what do you got, Steve?
My number 2 is ties. No problem. Of course, Mayfield shoots the commander, which requires an escape. Fortunately, Kara and Fennec cover their backside as they make it to the roof and into Slave One. And of course, we have a couple of TIE fighters take off and follow him. Well, that's not a problem as Slave One drops a seismic charge on the fighters just as Jango Fett did Obi-Wan Kenobi in Attack of the Clones. And then we get to see Mayfield just take down that whole facility, telling them we all have to sleep at night.
Right.
That was good.
Yes. Nice shot.
I like the part where Brown Eyes looks at him after he shoots his old boss like, this is your plan?
Yeah.
To escape is to draw as many troopers as you can think of to shoot at us? Okay.
Yeah, that little head shake he was doing like, no, don't do it. Don't. Crap.
Here we go.
Oh, let's move to number 1.
The loneliest number. Number 1 for me is the message to Moff Gideon at the end, which was awesome. It was also like, what are you doing that for?
Yeah.
Why are you telling him you're onto him? Don't you want to keep that part a secret? What about the little green guy? Aren't you afraid he's going to well, I've got the little green guy. This is a knife and I'm going to stick it in his ear. Not that he would do that, kids. But boy, does Mando want to be such a BA that he's willing to taunt Moff Gideon?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He must have an amazing plan.
I guess. That's the last thing anybody with any kind of intelligence would do is say, oh, by the way, I'm coming after you.
Yeah, that's like Rambo. That was in a movie. I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
So basically he was on the phone. It's like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah. Have you checked the baby?
My number 1 is the same, the comment, but it's because it brought it full circle to Gideon before he totally was shooting up the bar from before.
Yep.
So that's what I like, that full circle. And maybe it was just me, but that moment of panic you see in Moff Gideon's eyes, like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Who else is he bringing? Because he survived all of this. I have a bad feeling. And of course, that line has been going through this whole series. I have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. He should bring Mayfield with him in his Avengers or Justice League ending. Why not?
He might end up there. We don't know. Maybe it's going to be, like a whole lot of ships coming in.
It's going to be like Booker from USS Discovery. I
Space
want in.
whales or something. I don't know.
Dave.
Well, mine is Mig to the rescue. Of course, as they finally arrive at the facility to cheering throng, which had to be as uncomfortable as hell.
I know.
And we have Mig recognizing Hess. He can't go through with it. We see Mando actually stepping up and saying, no, I'll do it. And takes off the helmet to get the scan done. And when Hess approaches him, Mig steps right up, and because Mando, without his helmet, he's just lost. He doesn't know. He can't think on his feet.
Apparently.
Which is so unusual for him.
Yeah. All right, dude, put your hat back on.
Yeah. Mig saves him. And of course, we get the whole discussion because Hess wants to buy him a drink for them actually making it through when the other two got blown up. And, it was just amazing to see Mig just, as soon as he realizes that Hess has no clue who he is, he goes off. And that was so awesome to see him just stand up to this guy. And when he finally has had enough of...
Didn't take long.
Yeah, the Imperial jargon, it just says, no, I'm done.
Yeah, Project Cinder.
Yep.
Or was it Operation Cinder? It was Operation Cinder. Yeah. That was his tripping point.
Yep.
Good. Any honorable mentions?
Oh, honorable mentions. Yes. I had to. Just the comment from Fennec, like, oh, nice shot.
Yeah.
Talking about what Fennec did. And then Mayfield with, did what you had to do. I didn't see your face. And he has his head turned. And we know he's seen his face, but like he turns his head and is just handing him the helmet like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. And that's how I liked it. Dave, did you have an honorable mention this week?
Oh, a couple. I like the scrapyard right to start with.
Yeah.
Looking at all that stuff piled up there, I'm like trying to pick it apart myself visually, just to look at all the things. There's a lot of broken TIE fighters there. But another honorable mention is when Mayfield, I keep wanting to call him Baker Mayfield, is giving crap to the Mandalorian because he realizes he changed his helmet and he go, whoa, what would they say on Mandalore?
Yeah.
And he's climbing on the Juggernaut and they look back down at Cara Dune. He goes, it's too bad you're not coming with us. You have such a sunny disposition. Oh, what a wise guy.
Yeah. My honorable mentions is, of course, Mando's message to Gideon saying, I'm coming for you. And
well, I got the baby.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Basically, he's just telling Gideon that you think you wanted this kid, I want it worse, and be prepared for anything because I am just coming for you.
Oh.
And what was that? I can't remember the movie. I'm coming for you and hell's coming with me or something. It's like, I had that feel. Yeah.
And my other honorable mention is Mayfield goes free. Of course, it was great to see, once they land to pick up Fennec and Cara, we get Mayfield resigns himself to having to go back to prison. And Cara comes up with, oh, it's such a shame that he died in the raid.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved his face. Like, what, really?
I died?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And he still can't believe it. And then he finally goes, I'm gone.
I'm going to walk away. This is me walking away.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, starts creeping. Then like, really? Are you sure? Like, okay.
I hope he knows where there's a nearby bar or something.
Yeah.
That's what Jason said. He's like, oh, you're going to leave me on this back-ass-word planet? Thanks.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to walk back to the village. Hey, remember me?
Yeah.
You saw my face. Yeah, we remember you.
Hey, I blew it up. Yeah, so am I cool here? Can I live in a shanty? Yeah. Maybe he'll go join those pirate. Well,
I hope not.
Yeah.
What's left of them?
You guys need a boss.
All right. Shall we get to ratings?
Yes.
Ooh, ratings. I am really torn because I like the action. So I'm going to say 4 thermal detonators.
Wow.
Nice. I'm giving it 4.25 out of 5 Beskar-less Mandos.
And I'm giving it 3 out of 5 falling dead pirates. There was a lot of them.
Hey, we had a lot of, what is it called? The Foley scream? Is that what?
Yeah.
We had a lot of that happening this episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was great.
As always, we do have some feedback from our friend Fred from the Netherlands. So let's find out what Fred thinks of this episode.
Hello, Steve, Dave, and Sean, and all listeners to the Fangirl Zone. This is Fred from the Netherlands with some feedback for The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 7. Did you actually realize that both episodes you are podcasting about this week are talking about a scrap heap? In this Mandalorian episode, they got Mayfeld from this prison scrap heap labor camp. And in the Star Trek Discovery episode of this week, we learned that Terran Georgiou plucked Burnham from a scrap heap. Nice adventurous episode. The only thing I didn't understand when they arrived at this mining station, that Mayfeld took off this helmet, or actually didn't put it on again. I know he needed his facial recognition for getting the code, but walking around there and having the risk being recognized, I think that was quite illogical. Having an episode without Grogu was not too bad. I actually didn't miss him too much. Made the episode a little bit more realistic. Although they do a very good job in CGI to move and operate Grogu, it still feels a little artificial, and without him there and any other aliens or strange animals, made the whole episode a little more realistic. It was nice finally to see Mando's face here. I actually believe in all those 15 episodes we didn't see him really in the face, only from behind, I think. So really seeing Pedro Pascal here was quite nice. Really loved Mayfeld's small talk towards Mando in the Rhydanium transporter. And loved his discussion with this officer in the mess hall, Valin Hess, and that he made a point of all the people that were killed. I hope we will see him back somehow. He is a nice character with humor and an opinion about the world. I found Mando's message towards Moff Gideon at the end a little weak, especially when he says, "He means more to me than you will ever know." What the heck? Is that important for Moff Gideon? No. The message that Mando wants him back, that's important. Okay, that was all for now. Greetings, all the best, Fred from the Netherlands.
All right, Fred. Good.
Yeah, we did see his face once before last year. It's kind of bloody, though.
Yeah.
It's that barroom scene where IG-88 had to put that healing stuff on him after that big fight there.
Right.
In the barroom. He took his helmet off. And remember, it was only for a robot, so...
Yes.
Making progress.
Human, yes.
Right.
And Fred, yeah, I agree with you that I enjoyed Mayfield's character a whole lot more in this episode. And yeah, just a little disappointed they didn't take him with them.
Yeah.
I think they could have used him now. Last week I didn't. This week I do.
Yeah, it's a good shot, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know, Fred. I'm going to have to say with that last comment, it was, like I said, full circle with that's what Gideon said last season.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's like, you don't know what's coming.
Yep.
You know, you thought you had it last year. No.
Yeah. My turn this year.
Yeah.
I remember the movie you were referring to, Sean. It's Tombstone.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I know I've seen that one recently too. I just couldn't remember. Oh yeah, Wyatt Earp.
Yep. Hell's coming with me. You know, I was just thinking, seeing the Night King there as Hess. When they're sitting in a bar and having drinks, do you suppose all he has to do is tip his finger into the drink to make ice cubes? Good trick.
Yeah.
The girls love it. So, ready to wrap it up, people?
Yep.
All right. Hey, if anyone else has a review out there, hey, we want to hear it. Please review and rate us on iTunes and any other platform you use for your podcast. With good ratings and reviews, it helps us with other fans of the show and finds us and help us find us, as there are plenty of other Mandalorian podcasts, but not ones covered in mud like we are. Tell your friends, and I hope you're enjoying our podcast. And don't forget to check out the other great Fangirl Zone podcasts.
You can check everything out over at www.fangirlzone.com. And the easiest way to get a hold of us is check out our contacts page there. Otherwise, if you'd like to shoot us a message, we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Yes, Tumblr. I don't know if we've ever seen anything come through Tumblr, but yeah, it's there. So basically just search Fangirl Zone and you can find us, even though it's not always the same. But email is even better because we have a dedicated email to The Mandalorian and soon to be used for the other 10,000 Disney Plus shows that will be coming out. Our email is mudhornmail@fangirlzone.com. I almost added an extra word. Mudhornmail. So we look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, we need more feedback.
Cover yourself with mud. Send us an email.
Exactly. Well, this is Steve. We all have to sleep at night.
This is Sean, Fangirl S. Proceed with caution. Is she serious?
Yeah. And this is Beskar Dave. My spear means more to me than you'll ever know.